Ladies and gentlemen, hear me today. Too many of us are walking through storms with our heads down, believing the wind and waves will never cease. We have been battered, broken, and bruised by the trials of life. Struggles in our finances, in our health, in our families, in our minds. The clouds have been dark for so long that some of us have accepted the storm as permanent. But I have come to tell you, stop ignoring this. Your storm is ending. God is bringing something new. You see, the greatest mistake we make in the middle of a storm is believing that the storm defines us. When the rain keeps falling, we assume the flood will never subside. But storms don't last forever. Even the fiercest hurricane has an expiration date. The problem is that too many of us are focused on the chaos of the storm instead of the promise beyond it. While you're looking at the wind, God is already preparing the sunshine. While you're counting your losses, heaven is counting your restoration. But if you're too busy looking at the past, you will miss what's being made new. Think about the caterpillar. It goes into a cocoon, a dark, isolated, uncomfortable place. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. It looks like it's trapped, stuck in a process it didn't choose. But inside that cocoon, transformation is taking place. A new creature is being formed. The wings are developing. The ability to soar is coming together. And one day, what was crawling must take flight. What was hidden must emerge. That is you. You have been in a process, and now the time has come. Your storm is ending. Your wings are ready. But will you fly, or will you stay in the cocoon of old thinking? You do the wind. If you come to the call, you will pay and march on. The mistake of many people is that they survive the storm but still think like a storm victim. They come out of the trial but still speak the language of suffering. But God does not bring you through to leave you the same. The Israelites were brought out of Egypt, but they still thought like slaves. And because they held on to the mindset of bondage, they wandered in the wilderness longer than they had to. Some of you are standing at the edge of your new season, but you are still thinking like the old you. You are still praying the same old prayers, making the same old excuses, living with the same old fears. You can't step into something new if you're still holding on to what was. Today, I declare over you, wake up! Watch what's happening. The storm you feared is breaking apart. And God is making all things new. Your mind is being renewed. Your opportunities are being renewed. Your strength is being renewed. Do not hold on to what was when God is calling you into what is. You have cried long enough. You have struggled long enough. You have doubted long enough. Now stand up and walk forward. Your storm is not your identity. It was just your training ground. It was only the setup for your next level. The season of waiting is over. The season of transformation is here. I dare you to see it. I dare you to believe it. I dare you to step into it, because what's ahead is greater than what's behind, and what's coming is more powerful than what's past. The storm is over. The new has begun. Get ready. Here are 6 key points from the powerful speech. Storms are temporary, not permanent. No matter how long you have been struggling, the storm has an expiration date. You must stop seeing your trials as your final destination. Shift your focus from the storm to the promise. If you keep focusing on the chaos and losses, you will miss the new opportunities and blessings God is preparing for you. Transformation happens in the dark. Just like a caterpillar in a cocoon, your struggles are not the end, but the process of preparing you for something greater. Your mindset can keep you stuck. If you think like a storm victim even after the storm is past, you will continue to live in bondage instead of stepping into freedom. Let go of the old to step into the new. You cannot embrace the new season while still holding on to old fears, doubts, and habits that belong to the past. Now is the time to move forward. The storm is over. Transformation is here, and it's time to step boldly into the next level of your life. Storms are an inevitable part of life, but they're not the final word on our journey. Too many people, when they find themselves in the middle of a storm, begin to think that it will never end, that the dark clouds, the relentless wind, and the rain will continue forever. They lose sight of the truth that no storm lasts forever. Just as the darkest night gives way to the dawn, every storm eventually passes. The challenge, however, is to recognize that the storm is temporary and it's not the defining moment of your life. It's easy to get caught in the intensity of a storm. When the winds of life are howling and the rain is pouring down, it feels like the entire world is falling apart. The circumstances can seem overwhelming, and it may feel like you're being swallowed up by the chaos around you. In those moments, it's tempting to believe that the storm will go on indefinitely. But if you look back at every storm you faced in your life, you realize something important. Each one eventually ended. You survived it. You are here reading these words, not because the storms didn't come, but because they eventually subsided. This is the truth you need to embrace. The storm has an expiration date. It might not feel like it in the moment, but the winds will eventually calm, the rain will cease, and the sun will break through the clouds. The challenge is to hold on to that truth in the midst of your struggles. The storm will end, and when it does, you'll emerge stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what's to come. However, many people make the mistake of believing that the storm defines who they are. They allow the intensity of their trials to shape their identity. But just because you're going through a storm doesn't mean you are a victim, or that you will always be in that place. The storm is merely a part of your journey. It's not who you are. You are not your circumstances. Your struggles are temporary, but your potential is permanent. The beauty of storms is that they serve a purpose. They teach us resilience, patience, and perseverance. They reveal the strength we didn't know we had, and they push us to grow in ways we never imagined. When you learn to see storms as temporary and as opportunities for growth, you free yourself from the mindset of despair. Instead, you begin to see the storm as the very thing that is preparing you for something greater. So stop allowing the storm to define you. Recognize that it's only a season, and the season will pass. Just as the rain must stop, so too will the clouds part. You are stronger than you think, and the storm cannot defeat you. Hold on to that truth and know that your breakthrough is coming. In the midst of a storm, it's easy to become so consumed with the chaos around you that you lose sight of the bigger picture. The noise of the wind, the force of the rain, and the constant battering from the elements can make it feel like there's no way out, no end in sight. But if all you focus on is the storm, you miss the promise waiting for you on the other side. The key is to shift your focus from the overwhelming circumstances to the hope and blessings that are ahead. You know, we're in the middle of a storm. It's common to become fixated on the problem. We focus on the challenges, the pain, and the uncertainty, letting them dominate our thoughts. But by doing so, we allow the storm to define our outlook on life, preventing us from seeing the opportunities and blessings that are already in motion. The storm may be all you see in the moment, but the truth is, there's always something more than what meets the eye. Beyond the storm, God has a greater plan, a new chapter, a new season of blessings, growth, and opportunity. This shift in focus requires faith. It requires you to believe in what you cannot yet see and trust that something better is ahead. It's about knowing that God is working behind the scenes, even when all you see is rain and thunder. Just as the clouds obscure the sun, the storms in life can obscure the light of hope, but that light is still there. When you refocus your attention on the promise instead of the storm, you begin to align yourself with what's coming, not what you're currently enduring. Often we get stuck because we allow our current situation to dictate our future. We begin to think that the struggles we face now are permanent, and we let them define who we are. This is where many people go wrong. They let the storm control their mindset. Instead of seeing the storm as a temporary challenge, they begin to believe it's their new reality. They forget that beyond every storm, there's a season of peace and new beginnings waiting for them. The ability to shift your focus requires strength, but it also requires wisdom. When you look beyond the storm, you begin to see the lessons it's teaching you, the strength you're developing, the resilience you're building, the character you're forming. These lessons will be what prepare you for the blessings that are coming. They are not just challenges to endure, but opportunities for transformation. And transformation is key to stepping into the new season that God is preparing for you. Refocusing your mind on the promise is the first step to breaking free from the storm's hold. Don't get stuck looking at the wind and rain. Instead, look ahead with hope, faith, and expectancy, knowing that the storm is passing and something new is coming. What you focus on will always determine how far you go. So look beyond the storm and get ready for what's next. In life, transformation often happens in ways that aren't immediately visible or comfortable. Just like a caterpillar hidden away in its cocoon, undergoing a metamorphosis that can't be seen from the outside, many of us are experiencing personal transformation during our struggles and storms. This process can feel isolating, uncomfortable, and even painful, but it is essential to our growth. The key is to understand that transformation, even when hidden, is happening beneath the surface. What's important is to trust the process. Even when it feels like nothing is changing externally, the caterpillar in its cocoon seems trapped in a dark and suffocating place. It's confined to an enclosed space, separated from the world, but inside everything is changing. The very structure of the caterpillar is being broken down, reorganized, and rebuilt. When you look at it from the outside, it may seem like nothing is happening, but a beautiful transformation is unfolding. Similarly, in the storms of life, you may feel stuck or trapped. You may not see the immediate results of your struggle, and you might question if anything is really changing. But beneath the surface, God is working on something new in you. He is shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for what's ahead. This transformation is not always easy. It can be painful and uncomfortable, just as the caterpillar experiences discomfort in the cocoon. The process of change requires breaking down old structures, letting go of old ways, and emerging into something completely new. But just as the caterpillar eventually emerges with wings capable of soaring to new heights, so too will you. The struggle you are facing is not in vain. It is part of the process that leads to your freedom and your growth. In fact, without that process, you would never be able to experience the fullness of what God has planned for you. We must recognize that transformation often happens in the hidden places. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see the results immediately, or when things appear to be getting worse instead of better. But growth is often happening in ways that we can't see. It's happening in your heart, in your mind, in your character, and in your spirit. As you endure the storm, you are being prepared for the next level of your life. The challenges you face are developing qualities in you: resilience, patience, perseverance, that will be crucial in the new season ahead. When you trust that transformation is taking place, even in the dark, hidden places, you are positioning yourself for the breakthrough that is coming. The storm might have hidden you away, but it's also been the very thing that has shaped you into someone capable of flying. So instead of focusing on the discomfort of the cocoon, understand that the discomfort is temporary, and the wings you will soon have will allow you to soar to heights you never imagined. You may not see the transformation today, but it is happening. And when the time is right, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and ready for what's next. Many people make the mistake of allowing their circumstances to define who they are, especially after a storm or a difficult season. They go through the struggle, the pain, and the challenges, but they end up holding on to the mindset of the victim instead of embracing the opportunity for growth and renewal. This is a trap. When you let the storm define you, you remain stuck in a mindset of limitation. The storm may have been part of your journey, but it does not have to be your identity. You are not what you've gone through, you are what you are becoming. It's easy to allow a difficult situation to shape how you view yourself. The enemy of growth is to start believing that the storm you're enduring is who you are, that the pain is permanent, or that the struggles will never end. But that kind of thinking holds you captive in the past. You begin to speak in the language of defeat, doubt, and fear, even after the storm has passed. You keep telling yourself, I can't do this, or I'm not strong enough, or I'll never get through this. And because you keep feeding your mind with these negative beliefs, you prevent yourself from moving forward into the new season God has for you. The truth is that what you believe about yourself determines the direction of your life. If you keep holding on to the image of yourself as a victim, that's all you'll ever be able to see. You'll see your past struggles instead of the future possibilities. You'll see your weaknesses instead of your strength. But when you begin to break free from that mindset, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You begin to believe that you are stronger than your circumstances. You begin to see yourself as a survivor, not a victim, and you start to embrace the new identity that God is forming in you. The mind is incredibly powerful. It has the ability to limit you or to propel you into greatness. After the storm, the temptation is to continue thinking of yourself as the person who endured hardship, as the one who suffered. But this mindset keeps you tethered to the past and prevents you from stepping into the new thing God is doing. Your circumstances do not determine your destiny. You are not defined by the storm you've been through. You are defined by the future that lies ahead of you. In order to move forward, you have to let go of the past. You have to stop identifying with the struggle and start identifying with the victory that is coming. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges you faced or pretending they didn't happen. It simply means refusing to allow them to shape your future. You are more than your experiences. You are more than your struggles. You are a person of strength, potential, and purpose. It's time to let go of the victim mentality and embrace the power that comes with being a conqueror. The storm didn't defeat you, it prepared you. Now walk forward with confidence, knowing that the best is yet to come. In order to embrace the new things God is bringing into your life, it's essential that you let go of the old mindsets, old habits, old fears, and even old relationships that no longer serve your growth. Too often we become attached to what's familiar, even if it's not helping us move forward. We cling to the past because it's comfortable or because it feels safe, but holding on to what was prevents us from stepping into what can be. To enter the new season God is preparing for you, you must be willing to release the old. This is a fundamental principle in the process of transformation. You cannot walk into a new future if you are still carrying the weight of your past. Imagine trying to run a race while carrying a heavy bag filled with rocks. It would be impossible to go fast or go far. Similarly, when you hold on to past fears, old habits, past disappointments, or toxic relationships, you're burdening yourself and hindering your progress. You're trying to move forward while still dragging the baggage of yesterday. The past, whether it's filled with pain, regret, or just comfortable routines, can have a powerful hold on your present if you let it. But here's the thing, the past is gone. It no longer holds any power over you unless you allow it to. Every time you revisit those old patterns of thinking or cling to what is no longer serving you, you're choosing to stay in a place that no longer aligns with who you're becoming. You can't move into the new when you're still holding on to the old. This is a season of letting go and making room for what's ahead. But letting go requires courage. It requires trust in God's timing and in the unknown future He has prepared for you. It's hard to release something familiar, even if it's holding you back, because the unknown can feel frightening. Yet this is where faith comes in. To move forward, you have to trust that what lies ahead is greater than what you're leaving behind. You have to trust that God has something better in store for you, something that will fulfill your purpose and bring you joy in ways you can't yet imagine. Letting go also means releasing old ways of thinking and believing. It's so easy to get trapped in limiting beliefs, such as thinking you're not good enough or that you'll always be stuck in the same patterns. These beliefs anchor you in the past, preventing you from seeing the future God has for you. But when you let go of those limiting thoughts, you create space for new, empowering beliefs. You begin to see yourself through God's eyes as capable, strong, and ready for the new things He is doing in your life. Embrace this season of release, knowing that as you let go of the old, you're making space for the new. God cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. To fully step into the next chapter, you must be willing to shed the things that no longer serve you and trust that what's coming will be worth the sacrifice. The storm is over, and now it's time to move forward. The trials you've faced, the difficulties you've endured, the challenges that seemed impossible, all of them have prepared you for what's coming next. This is not a time to stay stuck in the past or to hold on to the fear and doubt that once dominated your life. The storm may have shaped you, but it is no longer your defining moment. What comes next is your breakthrough. What comes next is your opportunity to step boldly into a new season, a season of growth, opportunity, and transformation. But moving forward requires action. It requires you to leave behind the comfort of the past and step into the uncertainty of the future with faith and expectation. Many people, after enduring a storm, find themselves hesitant to move forward. They may still feel the scars of the struggle, or they may be afraid of facing new challenges. However, the real power comes when you're willing to take the first step, even when you don't know exactly where the road will lead. You cannot experience the new thing God is bringing into your life if you stay where you are, in the place of comfort and security. God is calling you to take that first step, to trust that He is with you, and to move forward in faith. This is not a time to hesitate. Your breakthrough is tied to your willingness to move. When the Israelites were crossing the Jordan River into the promised land, they had to take a step of faith. The river didn't part until their feet touched the water. Similarly, your new season will not fully unfold until you take that first step into the unknown. It might feel intimidating. The path may not be clear, but the step you take today is the one that leads to your future. Now is the time to let go of the fear of failure or the fear of what could go wrong. The truth is that every step forward is a step toward progress. It's a step toward the fulfillment of your purpose. The storm didn't defeat you. It strengthened you. The lessons you learned through your struggles are the very tools you need to succeed in this new season. You are not the same person you were before the storm. You are stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. So don't allow fear to keep you where you are. You've already endured the hardest part. Now it's time to walk confidently into what's next. The storm is over and the new is here. Your future is waiting, and is waiting for you to step into it. trust that the journey ahead will be filled with opportunities for growth, success, and transformation. The storm was not your final chapter. It was the beginning of a new story. The best is yet to come. It's time to move forward with confidence, knowing that God is with you, leading you, and preparing you for the greatness that lies ahead. In conclusion, the storm you've been enduring is not the end. It's simply a part of your journey. The storm is temporary, and it has served its purpose in preparing you for what's to come. God is bringing something new into your life, but to embrace it, you must shift your focus from the chaos of the storm to the promise of the future. You must trust the transformation is happening, even if it's not immediately visible. Just as the caterpillar is hidden away, undergoing a metamorphosis, so too are you being shaped and prepared for something greater. You cannot allow the storm to define you. It was a part of your process, not your identity. It's time to let go of old ways of thinking, past disappointments, and limiting beliefs that keep you tethered to the past. To step into the new season, you must release what no longer serves you, making space for the fresh opportunities and growth that lie ahead. Now is the time to move forward. The storm is over and your breakthrough is waiting. Take that first step with faith and confidence, knowing that the lessons you've learned and the strength you've gained will guide you. The best is yet to come. And as you step into the future, you see that the storm was simply the beginning of a much greater story. Your future is brighter than your past, and the new is already unfolding. Embrace it, trust it, and move forward boldly into the next season of your life.